how can the utilization of AI enhance accountability and transparency in tracking and monitoring an organization's CSR expenditure?
Fantastic question, Joel. Thank you so much, Joel, and my fellow panelists in this call. It's an esteemed pleasure to be part of this discussion, and a highly futuristic thought process, right? When artificial intelligence is really getting into every one of our lives, and how can it impact CSR and how can it make a difference in the CSR ecosystem is something a very interesting topic to be discussed. So in terms of the question that's requested by Joel, how can AI enhance the accountability and transparency, right? In lot of projects that typically the CSR leads and heads face a problem is that the transparency and the accountability. That's one of the problem that's prevailing, even though it's 10 years of CSR now, and in India it is not even 10 years, right? Like
Correct.
we
Very
did
well.
not work for CSR after the law. It was there in our DNA. But even with 10 years of CSR law coming in and into the existence, there's still the issues are in terms of accountability and transparency prevails. uh, Grants are given to NGOs, and NGOs go and implement the project. But say examples like a lake rejuvenation project,
Correct.
an NGO comes and asks for a grant to desilt a lake and strengthen the bunds of the lake to improve the storage capacity and the groundwater recharge. We give a grant, and the project gets implemented. We get to know like so many hours of earth moving equipments was used, so many earth moving accounts equipments were used, and so many man hours were used, and so many things. But is there a way where we can measure, was that desilting happened for 6 feet down the ground or 8 feet down the ground,
Correct.
or if the bund that was strengthened, is it going to be for how long it's going to sustain? Is there a mechanism? Is there a way that the strengthened bund can be validated? So currently in such projects, right, we don't have a technology coming into play to really understand the impact of the project, or has it been the fund utilized in an effective way?
Correct.
So the intervention of AI, right now, artificial intelligence and robotics and the
Yeah.
e-surveys that are being used, drones are helping big time,
Correct.
and that comes with a cost though. But NGOs should start looking at integrating technology into such projects where there is still an ambiguity or an abstract utilization is being shared to the donor organization.
Correct.
So artificial intelligence should come into play in terms of every aspect of the project getting implemented and the CSR
Correct.
expenditure getting manipulated. And a lot of times, the reports, the annual reports, the monthly reports, the progress reports that's being shared, right? There are like challenges in the NGO ecosystem in terms of writing it in are we using the right language to
Correct.
share what is there? But uh, ChatGPT helps in writing the best way that
Correct.
you can think
Yes.
about it, right? You just have to tell that with an intent that, hey, I need to submit a report so and so to the donor on this particular project, and it's going to help write that complete message for you so that it can be used for the reporting purposes also as well. And lot of transparency issues, or in terms of traceability also, there are issues in terms of CSR projects. Beyond accountability, transparency and traceability is also one of the issue while
Correct.
monitoring comes into place,
Correct.
right? We give scholarships to students from the underprivileged segment.
Correct.
They get the first year uh, 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 fees, they get second year fees, they get third year fees, they get, and then they don't turn up at all. Will
Correct.
not become untraceable after the fees are being received into their bank accounts. They
Correct.
go completely go vanished. So,
Correct.
but look at Facebook and Google, right? They exactly know who is uh, get waking up in the morning at 6 a.m., who is
Yes.
sleeping at 10 o'clock, and what age group, which geography, which pin code, and who is using iPhone, who is using an Android iPhone.
Correct.
Such level of data Data
correct.
is the game changer for Facebook and Google. If not, they cannot run for free.
Yes,
So given that, the data collection and its right utilization, mining of data and representing the data has to uh, uh, enhanced in a big time by the NGOs
correct,
when they are leveraging a CSR fund, and that will help in transparency and accountability, leading to strengthening this trust between that NGO
correct,
and the CSR ecosystem to
correct,
go on a repeat funding mode. Else, right now, what happens is that if a corporate feels that no, I'm not getting the right report, there is a little bit of a transparency issue with that NGO, they don't
correct,
give feedback at all. They move to a different NGO the next time, next financial year.
correct,
So that's where this, to strengthen the relationship, utilize, leveraging technology
correct,
and making sure that they do the right things the right way
correct.
is very important in a CSR expenditure. So with that, I'll pause.